Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I have another interesting video. This is another BMW N55 DME that it has the very dreaded Valvetronic problems. This is coming from California. Gonzalo, this is your computer. And we're going to read the notes. I have the computer that you see already connected into my setup. They opened the computer, so I removed the cover just to inspect it. And there was a few components that were knocked out. Little diodes and resistors that are around the edge, so please don't open the computers unless you're going to repair it. It's not really that much you can do in there unless you smell burnt, and then you want to see if it's really necessary to send to repair or not. But realistically, you're not going to be able to do much, so just wait for me to do it. But yeah, so I put the components, and still the computer now communicates, but it's not activating the Valvetronic, and I'm going to show you that, perform the repairs, and then come back to do the test where you will be able to see all together that the computer is now fully working. All right, so let me take you over to his folder like I always do to every customer. Let me take you over first. Well, this is the view that you're going to be seeing, and I'm going to put the scanner on the right side so we will be able to see the VIN number. With this setup that I have, this is a brand new motor, my own harness, right? And it has a switch where I can turn it on and off. Every time you turn these computers on, the Valvetronic, which is this motor here, should try to find the limit position, so maximum and minimum, so it should spin. When it's a problem, it doesn't, and then you cannot do the relearn and the vehicle won't start. All right, so let me get you to the folder. Right, this is Gonzalo's folder. I already went and ID the vehicle. It's a 535A, and a S is a F10 chassis from 2010. All right, so going into here, you can see that I connected the computer. The same thing we have here. This was a couple of days ago. And that is the VIN number, just to confirm that what I read in the scanner after I repair the knocked out components is the same 266603, 266603. So I wanted to show you that today as well. And this is just a closer look of the computer with the part numbers and everything. And this is the note. Valvetronic got damaged and we replace with new one, but won't let computer finish the complete reset. Mechanic says the computer got damaged when the Valvetronic got damaged. Not too much to go by, but that's it. And we got the VIN number that we already saw there. So let me go back to here. So I got everything ready and it's power up. You'll see when I power this up, the scanner will, the scanner module, I'm using the Autel Ultra, which now is on the screen. As soon as I power that up, the VCI, which is not really shown, let me adjust that image just a little bit because it's not showing that part, not sure why. Autel Ultra right here. I can change the amount of what is in there, so let me just change the bottom to maybe to 80. Yeah, maybe a little more, like 250. Let me see, make sure that is what I have now. Yep. So now you can see the bottom on that view. The third section will show when the VCI is connected, and it's not connected yet. So let's make sure. Actually, this is powered on. Okay, yeah, it is powered on, but it's not connected to the vehicle. So this, I just checked that the VCI is actually powered on, but the computer is not. So as soon as I power the computer, we will be able to see if it reads the VIN, because it's very quickly. I want you to, in the way. I want you to keep an eye in here to see if we have any movement or not. All right, so now it's on the 0, which is open, and then that one will be closed circuit. No, nothing, absolutely no movement. And we can see immediately the VIN number being read, 266603, which is the correct VIN number. All right, let's go over to the fault codes, which is very important, right? So we have absolutely no movement, which is reproducing his concern, yeah, it will be not possible to perform any relearn because as is, this computer has no Valvetronic. Let's just read the fault codes because I want to show this in the video. Is again data collection for the tests and also to prove that after I perform the repair, the computer is then fully operational. And we should have only Valvetronic limit position not reached. That should be the last or the only fault codes that could be. Sometimes it shows like a Valvetronic power or something like that. Even though right now I rigged the relay here for the Valvetronic and added to the harness, so we don't get that fault code. Trying to always to eliminate any misunderstanding just because, oh, I saw that fault because I have, so customer is like, oh, but I see the fault at 133, 104. It says Valvetronic relay open or something like that is the description on the fault. And that's what I add there. So it says like, yeah, the reason is that because it's not connected. That goes inside the integrated power module, and it's not a repairable or replaceable component. Same as the fuses. But in this case, I can connect it to relay. This is a BMW relay, and the computer is happy with it. And that's the reason I did it. This is a 2011 automatic transmission. It's very important to know the date of the calibration or update, the latest update the computer has, because depending on that, the strategy to test the Valvetronic might change. 2018 and lower, the Valvetronic will just do a couple of turns back and forth and then a stop. When is 2020 calibration, right? Because that's what the software does. It recalibrates the computer. The strategy has changed and it will keep spinning until it finds a stop. Before, again, that date, the computer was doing back and forth. Now with the new calibration, it spins. And that also depends if it's an automatic transmission or a manual transmission, which is, again, BMW strategies. And this is taking a little longer just because I have no auto computer connected. The scanner is not, meant to be connected to one computer on the bench. So it's looking for the rest of the vehicle to, to put the full list and try to communicate. That's what it takes a little longer. And even though it's nothing connected, it populates a list. It should just do it like that and then let you select it. But all right, let's see the fault codes. I'm going to look for the ones on the Valvetronic. Tank venting, misfires, combustion Valvetronic, servo motor short. Yeah, we got it right here. So it has a 133.201 Valvetronic servo motor activation short circuit to positive. So yeah, that is definitely a problem. So let me just write that down. $33.201. I'm going to erase the fault codes. You see, it's trying now. Look at this. But it's definitely, hopefully you see I lost the communication. So that is definitely, I'm going to disconnect the Valvetronic because as you see, it is so shorted that it lost the communication. And that is, that is definitely a problem. Okay, let me reestablish communication. So one of the phases inside the computer is definitely automatically switch to state fail. Insert the switch in the remote keynote. Might have to switch state ignition. Let me cancel this. Cancel. Let me re-enter to see if he is reading it. Yeah, I'm reading it. Just doing the test. Definitely, that was a very different behavior. And the reason it's doing that is, again, when one of the phases is burned, it cannot move the motor properly, and it gets stuck into that position. Well, let me try to erase the full codes and see if it's reading, Valvetronic sensor not connected. We have completely unplugged the Valvetronic itself, so it should read Valvetronic eccentric shaft position sensors and faces open, etc. Right? Going to do another test. So, yeah. One second, guys. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the actual relay, and I'm going to put a test light to create a fault, just to make sure the computer indeed is reading properly the faults. Yeah, it's not really reading the computer properly. Oh yeah, this is definitely not right. It is completely grounding the relay, which it shouldn't. Okay, right now with cycling the key, hopefully you can see there is no longer a bright light, and that's what I was actually looking for, because it shouldn't do that. So I'm going to escape again. And hopefully we can communicate. Let me see if we can read live data. Yeah, it looks like it's back into communication. Yeah, I put the computer into a weird state. All right, so now we have multiple order faults. It says 133 or 101, 133 to 201. So it says Valvetronic short circuit. Valvetronic relay short circuit to battery positive. That's perfect because of what I'm doing with that test light. That is a correct fault for the Valvetronic motor, or sorry, relay. It's short circuit to, because it doesn't like the test light that I have connected here. The other one, the 33201, is the same one we had before. Let me see if I have any other. I should have eccentric shaft faults. Don't see it there yet. So let me erase fault codes now that we have communication. We can see that it is kind of weird because it's activating the this is activating the Valvetronic relay, which, I mean, it's okay as long as it's doing a test. Let me see how that reacts and see if it goes into a no communication when it's doing that. I have plenty of voltage and amperage from my power supply. You can see how it's taking a lot longer. This is definitely a little concerning. This is says that I need to do, guys. I know it might be a little boring for you, but you have to understand it. I need to stress the computer to make sure what is actually damaged. Is it just the electronic portion of the computer, or is also anything else being damaged in here? Yeah, as you see, it's taking a lot longer. I don't think that is correct, so I'm going to disconnect this one. When it's disconnected, it should set up a fault of 133.104, if I remember properly. You see the selected function is not yet run. The possible reasons you see is losing communication. So this is a little concerning. So I'm going to swap or switch the ignition back and forth again with everything disconnected, including the Valvetronic. So I'm going to click on no. I'm going to get out of here again. Now that I cycled the ignition. Once again, let's go over to live data to make sure the computer is now again in communication, and it seems like it is. I'm looking for like battery voltage, one pit that I can change to see if, yeah, we have here battery voltage. I'm going to change the voltage up and down 1 volt. Yeah, it went down. So it is reading. So we are indeed connected. So right now we have, yeah, you see right now we have the 133 cancel. The 133.104 Valvetronic relay activation line disconnection. It is disconnected. So this is okay. What I don't like is when I'm trying to erase fault codes, it is kicking us out and it's maintaining that relay on, which it shouldn't. All right, so let's erase the fault codes. And see if this time with the relay disconnected, test light, it can do it or not. The amperage is staying at 740, including whatever my BCI is drawing from the same connection. I just don't like that it's taking a lot longer to erase fault codes. And I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it not be able to erase fault codes and then come back to the live data to see if indeed we're losing communication or if it's something else in here. And sometimes it's a little hard to, because if I connect the BMW tool here, I will be able to know if this computer is tuned or not. If this computer is tuned, this could be a problem because the tune can react to any way, because when you have a tuner, you erase faults with the tuner, not with the scanner. And when you have a bad tune, that could create issues like this, and I have seen that in the past. What I was saying about with the original, you see, is not even when nothing connected is doing the same thing. When you have the original BMW icon connected and you connect it to a computer with a tune, it immediately tell you tune detected. These aftermarket tools, none of them do that. So I'm not going to try to switch the key just to get out of here and see if we have any live data or if we lost communication. Which, if that is the case, I might follow a different route with this computer and start to repair it. I will probably maybe get another module and clone it just to be on the safe side, because I don't like that they open it and I'm not sure what is inside here. So I will have to contact him to see if this computer by any chance has a tune, because if he has a tune, again, that is also a risk when you're doing the clone. That might not be transferred correctly, and that could be a brick computer. I don't want to be, in the hook for any of that. So you see, it's now not even letting me go out. So right now, it seems like I lost communication. You can see the BCI is connected right now. See where I got a point is that you are. Right, we're right here, right? I'm trying to point to a computer. So right here, right? So we have the vehicle, that means that the BCI or the hotel is connected. And so is this, we are in Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, right? So you see device enabled to communicate with the control unit. So we're going to escape. Going to escape one more time. It should probably say the pass, no faults, or maybe it might try to read it. It says that it's nothing there. We'll see. Yeah, because this is definitely a problem. I mean, I can try, since I have all the parts in here, I'm going to try to replace the Valvetronic components and see if that might be the one that's getting the short, because, every time you erase faults, you cycle the thing, the computer tried to restart the Valvetronic. We saw that with the, back and forth and back and forth. And that might have put him into a short condition. I don't feel any warmth, at least abnormal. Can remove this from here for now, just so let me carefully. I mean, I do feel a little warmed area close to the microprocessor, but nothing that I will feel like, yo, yeah, it's toast. So I don't feel anything of that. I haven't show you. This is the way this computer looks from the back. This is the microprocessor. This is all the Valvetronic phases in here, and all these drivers and pre-drivers, little diodes, and everything is for that, and that is what we have in here. And it still says reading full codes and reading full codes. So yeah, this is definitely losing the communication. So I'm going to cycle the key, and that should probably put us into a better state on the communication. Yeah, it's not letting me do anything. Not a stock as far as it's a stock in communication, because it's trying to attempt the communication and communication, not sure why. Might have to kill this one and restart. All right, so I can do that. You can click on the two. Hopefully you saw that, and you can kill the diagnostics that way. All right, so I'm going to click on Maxi 6 again. This will restart the communication. I'm going to cycle the key one more time. It seems like it's not talking to the BCI, which is okay. Now I did. Okay, we'll read the B number. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, it is acting really weird. All right, guys, let me attempt to do the repairs, and I'll be right back to see what result we get. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I finished the repair. It was actually very hard. This one had shorted drivers, free drivers, diodes. I mean, it was, like I said, something else in here, because probably this is a computer that it was trying to, move a bad Valvetronic, and it ended up shorting a lot. These components are very robust, but at the same time, they're just able to load so many times when you have a shorted motor. This system works in between 20 to 40 amps, and this is very short, activations, right? Very quick, very short, especially when you're doing accelerations. But when the motor gets to its position, it just keeps it there. So, which is, less amount of amperage necessary. But when you have a shorted motor, that activation will short and short and short, and it will stop to do it. But every time you turn the vehicle off and you turn it back on, it will try to move it to see if by any chance this problem got corrected. And that's when this situation can happen. So if you have a problem in the Valvetronic, get it done right away, because otherwise it will burn your computer, and then you will need to do this repair. And sometimes if it's a hole through the board or a damage that is too extensive, it's not repairable. Luckily for Gonzalo, it seems like that is not the case. All right, so let me move the camera to this view. Yeah, and there you can see the motor. Everything is off right now. I just got the scanner connected, but the BCI is out. I kind of like zoom in so you can see closely when I do the turn on, which right now everything is off. So I'm going to power on the voltage supply, and I'm going to turn this on. Keep an eye here. Okay, that is an excellent sign. I hope that you saw that movement. That makes me very happy, because that means immediately that we have a working computer. Let's wait for the BCI to actually connect and read the bin number. I'm going to get it from his folder. In the meantime, it should be 266603. All right, 266603. Excellent. And let me get into that portion of the scanner. Perfect. Waiting for the postal service to come. Hopefully I didn't miss it. All right, let's connect. We're going to do the same process of connection, and I always do this to prove that everything is working good, even though now we have movement, and that was not there. And it's also good because we have movement, everything is connected, and we are establishing communication. Remember, this was the problem this computer had. No movement, and it tried to move, right? Remember? And it got shorted, so it was definitely no good, and that's why I disconnected everything. It's been hours for me since I did that, so for you, it's probably a couple of minutes, but for me, it's been hours. All right, so let's establish the communication. We can see a 535 I N55 with automatic transmission. 2010-04 is the model year. And we got the last 7 digits of the V number, which is C266603. We click OK. Again, this is going to try to establish communication to the entire vehicle, and that's what it takes a little longer. All we should have right now as far as fault codes, it should be limit not learned. That's the only fault that I'm looking for to get, and that will be perfect because, yes, I cannot learn the limit. We don't have the eccentric shaft or the system actually connected completely in the car, right? So that is normal, and that means the computer is reading properly everything. That activation back and forth, it is perfect. That is already telling me the computer tried, and definitely it couldn't read it because, again, we have a motor out of the vehicle, right? But that is already a very good sign. Let's wait for this to populate the actual list of modules, and we will get into the DME again. And I'm going to do the erase of the fault code so we mimic what we were having before, losing the communication, which I know for a fact, and now we are in good standing point, or in good standing. I really like the LTL scanner. For me, is one of the most capable tools. I wish the LTL was not so greedy and remove the topology and stuff like that when you're out of software updates, or I don't know, subscription, because it takes away stuff from the tool that shouldn't remove, and that will make this tool so much even better. That is already, or is already is, right? Been a long day. I'm trying to catch up with everything that I have because I'm about to leave to Alaska for vacations, and I got still a lot of work. I'm trying to keep up. If you send any computers now, you're going to have to wait. Right now, we're August 27, and I'm leaving September 4 to Alaska, and we'll be back in here to probably September 16. So if you send a module, yes, it will be somebody here, but I will not be able to do the repair, so you will have to wait. All right, we enter the DME, going into trouble codes. Right, we got, the 133, 104, Valvetronic line disconnection and everything. Those faults were there, so let's erase the fault codes. Let's cross our fingers that everything is good and no problems erasing fault codes. Average is normal in there, 738, 39 milliamps. Come on. The selective function is not yet run by the ECU. The engine is running. The vehicle has current diagnostic fault codes which remain unrepaired. Only can be cleared successfully by whole vehicle error code erasement. Have you tried to erase the whole vehicle error codes? Please check click yes, will erase codes and freeze frame. Yes. Well, that's exactly what I was looking for to do. Ask automatically switch state fail. Oh, okay. We need to. This is the problem in here. It's trying to cycle the ignition automatically, and since we don't have the car completely connected, that is okay. Insert ignition switch in the remote keyhole. If turn the ignition. Ignition is back on. Hopefully you saw the movement in there, and I have a delivery for my lunch. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm back. Yeah, in these models, when they're connected to the car and you try to erase full codes, it will cycle the key by itself. But since I have a switch in there, this is what is probably causing that error. But we'll see. Hopefully this time accepted it. And this is, again, it all depends on the calibration. And this is why I was actually losing the communication before, because it was trying to erase faults and it was completely shorted. Right now I know I have no short. Everything is good. And we saw that when I cycle the key, it's moving back and forth perfectly. Just, again, the strategy of the BMW. It all depends on the calibration or software update that you have in the vehicle. Just want to see that, just that fault of the Valvetronic limit not learned, and that's it. That will be a good computer, no problems, no more. Let me see if I can click cancel, if it does anything. Yeah, you see it didn't erase the full codes. Let me see if I can do on. Yeah, you see this computer here does not have a chance to not even doing a quick erase. Because there is no function data in these ones. A lot of the diagnostics happen on Ethernet, and that's why I don't have the bidirectional controls here. If I would have the entire vehicle, then I will have that portion. I'm going to try to mimic that. So let me do the erase full codes. And then when this one does, I'm going to cycle the key. I just did it now. See if that mimics what this is waiting for. This is just not yet possible. You see, automatically switch state fail. Execute the instructions. I'm gonna wait for 10 seconds. The motor is moving perfectly. Insert ignition switch with the remote. Yes, I don't have that. So am I gonna have to? Not sure if I can erase with the tab done. Come on, do it. Let me pause the video, guys. I'm going to get lunch, and I'll be right back. Hopefully by that time, this is already erased, and if not, I will keep trying. All right, well, this is not working. I'll try everything that I can with the hotel, and it doesn't work. Let me just read data. make sure that we're not losing communication, and we're not. So this is a good sign, because as we saw before, we were losing the communication. I'm going to go into the actual voltage. A little hard to move this and here. Okay, yeah, for the battery voltage pit. Right here we have 14.3. I'm going to change the battery voltage 1 voltage up or down. So it's reading good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to plug the snap-on. The snap-on doesn't do the key on, hopefully. So let me connect the snap-on 1 second. I'm going to turn everything off. Switch the tool. Gotta change the tool from here. So give me 1 second. I'm going to power it on. Yeah, the motor is moving perfectly. So we have no issues in there. But I want to make sure I can erase the faults. Give me 1 second to connect the scanner. It is booting up. Looks like I can connect now. And I'm gonna switch from the Ultra to the SUS view. Perfect. It's still booting up. Yeah, Mattel does it like like the BMW, and that is where the 10 seconds switch off and everything that you need to do, which is what I cannot do with the setup that I have, because it's looking for that command to be automatically done. This is where having a second tool might be helpful. Hopefully we can do an automatic ID. I should. Yeah, no, it's not doing it. I read the B number. We can see it here. So it's an N55, I-35. See, it's even, everything is running here. It's calling for an N54 engine. This is where you can see how lame is Snap-on. It's reading the B number, which we will have correctly here. And it's asking me to select the correct engine type, but there is no N55 in any selection in here. All are the wrong one. So I'm just going to click on whatever. You can see it did read the big number. And it's saying that it's an E60. This is not an E60, but let's see if we can read the computer. No, it's not letting me do it. Come on. Let's see if I can do a code scan. No, it's not reading anything. Let's do it this manually. I'm going to get out and I'm going to go here in the scanner, BMW. Let's select European cars. 2011. Let's do manual ID. So it's a 5 Series, but it's an F10. And it's an N55 engine. So right here, N55. All right, let's see if it is time we can read it. Yes. All right, let's go into codes. Perfect. All right, we got the trigger and relay. You see, this is completely different fault codes. We got the 133.104, which is correct because I don't have the relay connected. So that is actually good because now we're having the correct fault code. I'm going to connect the relay. See, the 133.104 that we have here, let me make that window a little bigger for you guys. Perfect. Now you can see better. And let me get now myself in the view of the scanner, which is what I need to be in. But yeah, we got the 133.104, and those are, that's correct because the relay was disconnected. So that is good because it's reading good. So let's clear the codes. This should, you see, clear is completed. Perfect, because now we can erase the full codes without needed to do the cycle of the key. Let's see if we have any now full codes for the Valvetronic. Flex ray. I have absolutely no full codes for the Valvetronic. Let's do one more time the erase. And actually, maybe in functional tests, the special functions, let's see if we can do the startup of the Valvetronic. Wow. You see, this is giving me a lot more than what we can do with the Autel, even though I know for sure that the startup will not go because we cannot do this. We can clear adaptations. Just following the prompts. Validation version, reset version, return to version. We can do adaptation values. Switch off terminal 15. Waiting 30 seconds. See, in this case, it's very helpful to have this tool because it's not going through the process of the original BMW software. The Autel does. So it's not going to let you do it unless it's following the same procedure. And if you use the original reconnecting here. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, yeah, we're good. Switch on terminal 15. All right, you saw the Valvetronic moving. Everything is good. Just click on continue. Okay, waiting 10 seconds. You see, it's doing the activation when I did that. The control unit is being restarted. Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for to have. I got somebody at the door. Give me 1 second. The delivery probably packages with things that I'm taking to Alaska. All right, it's asking me to make sure. Am I? Yep. Yeah, we're recording. Switch ignition off. Continue. The ignition was switched off. See, this is going manually, which is exactly what I needed to be able to do. Erase and reset to, because I wanted to have the fault of Valvetronic limit not learn. Come on. Ignition was switched off. Please wait. Okay, establishing vehicle condition. Ignition switch on. Yeah, Valvetronic is moving perfect. All right, so let's go now back to full codes and see what we got. Valvetronic activation. It says activation short circuit to battery positive. It's not liking the relay. A customer, give me 1 second. All right, so we have the Valvetronic actuator activation short circuit to battery positive. And that is pretty much the relay, because that is a 133.201, not a phase. This is about the relay itself. So what is not liking it is that the 133.201 is about the relay and nothing else. So this is good, but I wish I can have the Valvetronic limit not learn. Just to show it in the video. That's all I want, but I cannot do it. All right, let me clear the codes one more time. And we can see how that activation goes away. You know, the 133.201 is no longer present. It's only doing it when you activate the actual Valvetronic relay. That is only for the relay, which not a problem. That's not, a problem on the module. Let me go into functional test and see if we can do limit learn actuator test. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, no, nothing in here that I can use for this. Special functions. We already did the reset adaptation values. Valvetronic limit learn. Perfect. Each time a repair is done, so we're going to click on that one. Switch off the ignition. Wait until relay was deactivated. So we're going to switch the ignition off. You see, we cannot do any of this with the hotel. This is very, very nice. And switch the ignition on. Okay, start being learned. Duration maximum 20 seconds. And it's going to fail, but at least we have the movement. Yeah, everything is connected properly here and there. So, yep. That's currently being learned. I'm just going to click on continue. Function completed. Let's see what faults we got now. Yeah, the 133.201, I don't care. Nope, it's not giving, not on this scanner. And I guarantee you, now if I do put the tilt or the top done, I will be getting the Valvetronic limit non-learner. But again, without that key process, I cannot do it. But this is definitely now, we're not losing communication. You guys can see how I'm even performing a Valvetronic limit learn, the Valvetronic motor is moving perfectly. So Gonzalo, your computer is fully repaired, so not a problem at all. And I can show you also one thing. Right now we have that 133.201 right in the upper fault code. Oh, I don't want to do that. Well, let me see. Oh yeah, I don't have the fast track connected or anything on this one, so it's not going to give anything. Valvetronic actuator activation circuit to battery positive. But let's look at the fault code. We have a 133.201. If I unplug the relay, right, which is not really doing anything, this is just for the computer to see if the Valvetronic relay is being on or off, right? If I do now erase the code, we should get the 133, I think it's 204 or 104. Let's see. So I'm going to clear the fault codes. And just want to do this to prove you that that is indeed just for the relay and nothing to do with the Valvetronic motors or phases at all. Right, the faults were a complete erase. We're going to read the fault codes. And now let's see what we got. No fault code for the Valvetronic. I might have to switch the ignition. Let me do it. Keep an eye on every time. Oh, you're not in the correct view. Keep an eye here. When I turn it back on, it's doing the back and forth. It's working perfectly. Not sure how much you were able to see. It's a little blurry in there, right? Okay, let me do it one more time for you guys to see that. Switch ignition off. Now on. And you can see that. All right, let me read the codes. Funny that it's still reading the 133.201. Let me put a test light instead of the relay, which I'm now connecting it. I'm going to cycle the ignition. Clear the codes. You see now we have 133.101. Valvetronic relay triggering short circuit to battery positive. So again, like I said, this is just about those, and it has nothing to do with the phases itself. So again, we're good. We're good. I just trying to over stress and try to prove that everything is working good. Like that, Gonzalo can plug it in the car, do the relearn, and everything will be working 100%. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm sorry if I make the video a little too long trying to prove my points, but sometimes it's necessary. Yeah, it's 53 minutes long. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.